Hi there, Sandra here. I'm going to go over the differences between SCAL 6 version, the normal version, and the Pro version. To be perfectly honest, unless you are a business user, the chances are you probably do not need to have the Pro version. There are certain advantages, but they're not absolute necessities and you can get around most of it pretty easily. I'm going to refer to a document which is made by a friend of mine, Sandy Macaulay, and this goes through the various features of SCAL 6, the Pro features. Now, I will link the file below so you can actually look at it and you can read it for yourself. But I thought I'd go through it so that I can help explain what you might or might not think things are. Okay, so it says that note that regular SCAL 6 and SCAL 6 Pro, she's left the L off there. I'll have to tease her about that, have all the same features with the exception of the items below. In other words, you do everything the same way. You trace images the same way. You've got pretty much the same effect features. There are a few which are different in shortcut slot 6 to shortcut slot 5 because there were some additions, and there are a few that are only in the Pro version, but not very many. Now the first one, which is going to affect all you vinyl cutters pretty much, the only people it's like to affect, is the ability to cut longer than 72 inches. Now we are talking about people who are using cutters which are controlled by shortcut slot, not Cricket's and Brother machines. Cut order control. You might think that if you don't have cut order control because you don't have the Pro version, you don't have any control over how things are cut. Well, actually you do, because shortcut slot, all the versions have got layers in them, and you can switch off, you can hide layers, so you can send layers individually to your cutter. Now the way that you have to do this, if you are using something which needs to be in a specific position, is quite simple. You need to set your cutter to what you see is what you get. So instead of going from the origin point or the center point, which can be quite useful in some cases, you want to use this one. And then you set your origin point to the bottom left if you've got a Juliet or a Romeo, and then everything will still cut in the same position that you've got it on your screen. It's just that it will cut at different times. Okay, so you can do it that way. Now the other thing that the shortcut slot 6 has got, which version 5 did not, is a score function. So even without the cutting things by color or cutting it by any other means, you have the ability to set your lines to 2 different power settings or 4 settings, speed settings, whatever it is. You just have to assign it to the score. So that could be a lighter touch for scoring lines with a blade, or it could be a line that gets cut through but is for a lighter material, so therefore a lighter pressure. So there are ways around this, okay? Now let's just cancel that so I can go back to here. But if you've got the Pro version, there are other means of cutting it to an order of your specification. There are more modes of it. Okay, cut settings by layer. Again, this is not one that is supported in the standard version of shortcut slot, but you can control that by switching your layers on and off. If I hide my layer, it's not going to cut it. So I have that control. And the best thing that you can do for your designing, if you do not want to buy a pro version of anything or a designer version of anything, is to learn from the get-go to design in such a way that your images can be cut, because they are grouped together, they are easily separated or easily collected in one go. So that might mean by assigning colours, just so that you can see that the different colours are there, and then you select each one and group it. Or it might be by hiding things and then grouping what remains and then having everything show up again. There are ways around it, and it's easier to do it in the design than it is to try and mess around with it once you've got everything higgledy-piggledy and nothing is grouped and whatever. Good designing saves you from a lot of that aggravation. Right, weeding and weeding boxes. Now, they have internal cut lines that you can use as well. So for example, you have thin here, no weeding apart from a border. Okay. But then you've got lines which are going across and lines which are going down, which it will automatically put in according to what you select here. And you just click on the image and say, right, I want one there, one there, one there, whatever. Now, it's automatic, but there is nothing to stop you from doing this to your own designs if you need to. I wouldn't necessarily bother with doing sort of multiple lines through the center of things if it was really big stuff. But if you were doing very small stuff, sometimes it's easier to do it in very little sections, because if you've got tiny bits, they tend to pull up a bit easier and you can lose them. If you've got very large stuff, if it's cut properly, the chances are you can weed it quite easily. So that's one that you might or might not want, but unless you're doing an awful lot of vinyl, you can get away without it. The next one falls under that category as well. Tiling, splitting up a design that's too large for the cutter to cut, or too large for the paper medium that you have, or whatever it is. So this is self-explanatory. Unless you're doing a lot of large designs, the chances are you really don't need that either. Duplicate cutting, extras. Now this makes it sound as if you can't duplicate things in Shortcuts a lot. You can, easily. I can show you quite easily. Let's set up a new project. Here we go. I'm going to grab a shape from the library. All right. And let that go. Now let me see. Object. Where is it? Okay. So if I copy it and paste it, I can do an autofill. So copy. And okay, the autofill doesn't come up in there, it comes up here. Paste autofill, and it will do the whole page. You know, you can repeat. You can also do copy and paste rotated, copy and pasted according to a number of lines in a grid. There are various options, so it's not as if you cannot duplicate. You can very easily. I don't think I have ever used this type of duplication. I duplicate it in the file. Sometimes you might decide that you want to use it, I guess, but it's not necessary for most people. I would imagine if you are a pro user with a business, you might have a particular file and you just want to keep the file sizes down, so you don't want to have loads of stuff in a file. But other than that, I really don't see a problem. Now, cut by colour. Again, this is one that you can get around if you design your files well in the first place. So I'll show you what it is like. When I go back to this handbag box, if I go to cutter, cut by colour, and I then have this menu and I can switch things off, so it's only going to cut one thing if I want to. You can also do it by choosing to cut selection only. So I could choose that one there and Hang on, I've got to work out which one it is. Yeah, that one there. And I can go to cutter and I can cut selection only, and it's still going to cut those. And again, I can check what you see is what you get, which is going to cut it where it is, or I could cut it from the origin or cut it from the center. I don't need to have cut by color to do that if I've already designed the file so that it's got the colors in it in the first place. So you can get around these things. End action options. Now that you can't get around. You can have your cutting head move at the end of a cut. So you have rewind to origin, advance, or set advance amount. It automatically rewinds to the origin in the regular version, which is what most people require it to do. But again, business users doing large rolls of vinyl, perhaps, maybe they don't want to. Or if you're doing long sheets of sticker that isn't actually pre-cut, maybe that's what it comes in handy for. Color alignment. Vinyl applications. It can be tricky aligning the various colors after cutting. To make the job easier, small alignment registration shapes can be added to the design and cut with every color of vinyl so they can be then lined up when layering the cuts. In the following diagram, the blue triangles can be assigned the color alignment. When you use the cut by color feature, these triangles will also be cut each time. Again, that's something you can do yourself. I've done it myself several times because I don't cut enough vinyl that I even think that this exists most of the time. So you can add shapes to your layers and you can just copy and paste them into each layer that you're cutting. So does it really matter? Again, if you're a pro user, it saves you the aggravation of doing it. Right, 3D extrude. Now this is one of the effects, and I have done a video which covers all the effects in Shortcuts Lot 6. I think there's something like 25, 26 effects. This is a 3D extrude, and this one is only in the pro version. Does it really make much difference to the average user? Again, probably not, because you have other tools that will do it. It'll take a little more work, but you could still do it. So unless you're doing an awful lot of this, it's really not going to affect you. Barcode generator. I've never had to generate a barcode in my life. It is one of the effects that I have covered. I couldn't test it out properly because I don't have a barcode reader. I have no reason to have a barcode reader. But obviously this is for business use, and if you do generate barcodes, then that's going to be useful for you. Importing DXF and PLT files. Again, nothing I've ever had to do. Exporting files as PLT. Note that in some of the cut settings, windows for cutters with USB flash functionality, such as SkyCut, StarCraft Solo and Siser cutters. I always want to say Siser. Caesar cutters, like the salad. Yeah, I know. Saving as PLT is present in the regular version of Shortcuts a lot. Never had to do it. I don't know why I would need to. Right. Contour cutting on US cutters and others, which is not applicable to brother SNCs, obviously. Most cutter brands have full contour cutting, i.e. print and cut, enabled in the regular version of Shortcuts Lot. For some reason, Shortcuts Lot 6 Pro is required for contour cutting, but only if the cutter brand is US Cutter or a few other brands. The way to check if your cutter has print and cut capability in the regular version is to open the cut settings window and look for the print to cut button, this button down here in the lower left corner. If it comes up, you've got it. If it doesn't, you don't. See here, it's missing from the Titan cutter, which is made by US Cutters. So that is the differences between Shortcuts Lot 6 and Shortcuts Lot 6 Pro. And I think you can agree from that, for the most part, domestic users do not need the Pro version. If there is something that you are really concerned about, then check with Craft Edge. But the great thing with Shortcuts a lot is that you can download a test version. You get it for 2 weeks. You can't cut from it because it will put score lines through things. You can test it out, see what it's got, and see whether it works for you. And then if you want it, then you have to buy it to get the code to activate it. So there we go, the pro versions of Shortcuts a Lot version 6.